Okay, so right now we can use the node or the hand to link different individual together, right? So do you think that is done? Obviously it's not. We need to create the class is called linked list. Okay, so this one we just use a method to link different individual together. Okay, but if we want to insert first in this code, we need a how do we do? We want to insert a new hand. Okay, maybe it's a hand hand E. How do we do? Maybe people will say, okay, it's easy. You just find the hand one, right? So over here, you change hand E. Oh, sorry, you just say, okay, in the following code, you just do hand hand E is equal new hand. Okay, maybe his name is A. Then you need to do the hand E dot set next is hand A. Okay, it's easy. You can insert first, but how do you know the hand one, hand A is the head? This is the problem. Okay, many of you initially you already think the hand A is the head. That's the reason you think, okay, you don't have to write a method about insert first. Okay, basically this is the concept of hard code. Okay, the hard code means you basically code, you manually already know who is the head, right? But if I mess this the order, or I put here is like million lines, million lines over there, how you can find which hand is the head, right? How you can to find which one is the tail. Okay, obviously you cannot, because there's million lines over there. It's not easy. You can just based on your eyes, based on your brain, manually check, who is the first hand, who is the last hand, right? So this is the reason we need write a linked list class. Okay, as we said, linked list, we had the head, right? Each head is the hand, right? Based on the head, you can just insert first, insert last, insert between, right? So in this example, I just gave you an idea about how to write the code to insert first and the last. Okay, so first we need to define the linked list. As we know, you know, based on the previous example, so hand over there. So each individual hand or each individual node, we have two variables. One is name, the current node name, then is the reference to the next one, right? So it's a nest. This is we called linked. Okay, so in the linked list, you should know who is the head, right? Or who is the tail. Once we know this, this will be easy to define linked list. So first, in this one, we define the head. Okay, so in this example, we only define the head. Okay, so in the following, you can define the tail. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, so in this example, we only define the head. Once we define the head, we have a default constructor which make head is the null. Okay, which means initially the linked list is empty. Okay, there's none of them exist in your list. Okay, then we have a setter and a getter to help you to set the head. Okay, once you just initialize this one, let's see how to write the method insert first. Okay, so as we said, insert first, we want to make sure, there's two conditions. One condition, we want to make sure, is there any head available? Okay, in other words, there anything in the linked list, if it's empty, the new one just be the head, right? If there's more than one element or more than one node in the linked list, what you want to do is make a new one to point the head. This head is previous head, right? Okay, think about these things. That's the previous head, right? Because the idea is over there, if there's no head, we go to the else statement, which means there's has something in the head, right? So once we point to the previous head, then we can make new head. Okay. So let's think about these things. If let's change another color. If we switch these two lines, okay, make head equal to new hand, then we set the next is the head. Did that work? Does that work? Okay. The answer is no. Why? Because this new hand, if we make the head with new hand, means we just override the previous head to the new hand, right? Then if new hand to set next to the head, this head is equal to the new hand, okay? Which means if this is new hand, he just point himself, okay? This is the reason. It's totally wrong, okay? Make sure don't mess this order. Okay, right? So I will give very specific example to demonstrate this method using the visualization. Okay, make sure you understand and carefully to watch the animation. Okay, so let's look at this example. Okay, this is the class, the linked list class. Okay, in the linked list class, we have the set, we have the set head, get head. Also, we have the insert first method. Okay, I just zoom this method over here. Okay, so let's line by line to talk about this method. So first, we just read this line. Okay, we create the linked list, which we called list. Okay, once we call the list, this by the default, okay, by the default, linked list head is the none, right? So everything is none. Okay, let's change the color. Okay, and this is the head, right? Basically, this head is none. Okay, then we go to next line, list dot insert first, which is Jane. Okay, which lead us to the method. Okay, the parameter name over here is the gym. Okay, once into the gym, this will be the gym. Okay, so let's recall this hand constructor. Okay, this constructor will to create two things by the default. The first is name of the hand, which is Jane. Then its next hand is no by the default, right? Okay, if you don't remember, just go back the slide to check this constructor of the hand. Okay, once you go to this line, then we need to check the head. Okay, so currently, tell me the head of the linked list. What are they? Okay, check this one. Right now, the head is none, right? Which means this linked list is empty. Okay, if it's empty, we just set the head is the new hand. Okay, so we create this one. It's Jim, and the next is none because it's by the default, right? Once we know the head is none, we set our head as new hand. Okay, we set the head to the new hand. At this point, the head is the Jim and point to nothing. Okay, right? Then we jump out this method and go to this line. In this line, list, we call the insert first again and set the name is team, right? So right now, the parameter is team. Okay, we create this hand again. This hand's name is team. Okay, so we create this hand and make the name is team. Okay, at this point, we need to check our head whether it is none or has something, right? Obviously, the head is Jim, right? So this condition is return false, which lead us go to the else statement. In the else statement, we set our new hand to the next head. So what's the current head right now? The current head is Jim, right? So new hand is Tim. Okay, so this is new hand. And the new head is next we set to the current head, which is Jim, right? Okay, then we set our head to the team. Okay, because new hand has two variables. One name is team, next is Jim's hand, right? So right now the head update to the team and the Jim. Okay, let's go through this one more time. I go very quick. Okay, so first we create a linked list. In this linked list, all the head is none, right? Then we want to insert the first, okay, which is Jim. So over here we go to the Jim and we create a new hand, okay, or new node, which is Jim. Okay, at this point, the linked list is empty, which means the head is none. So we make the new hand, which is Jim, right, as the head. Okay, then we go out of this list. Then we go to the next line, which we create. We want to insert team, okay, as the first. So right now over here is team, okay, and then we create a new hand is team, and then and we check the head. At this point, we know the Jim is the head, right? Which means we need to go to the else statement. In the else statement, we need to make sure the new hand, which is team, need to point to the head, okay? The current head. The current head, which is Jim, okay? So, which means team need to know only Jim can grab his hand. Then we assign the team as the head. Okay. If you don't understand this, please check the code very carefully and go through this carefully. Okay.